playing around in the background. I've been playing around with something I think is quite unique, and it could be very nasty if used properly. So let me just set this up, and then we'll get to it. Alright, let's get this set up. Come on. I made my thumbnail a little bit better than the last one. Okay, so let's put this in here. So, I was playing around with some stuff, and I realized I started to get onto something here, and I thought it was quite nice. I'm just trying to finish this off. And I believe if you use this properly, you could definitely wreck things with it. I'll show you. Yeah, okay. I'd like to see that shit. Alright. Alright. Love these guys coming out with their... Alright. So this is going to be... I think your best benefit from this particular one that I'm going to show you is probably a group setting, but you could probably do it by yourself as well. But I would lean towards the group more. Yeah. Like if you were in a PvP group, for example, you could wreck people with this, no problem. Allow me to demonstrate what I've been playing around with. Okay, so first things first. A lot of people like to use the oxidizer, and it's pretty good. And there's been lots of people that have used the oxidizer with the artificer, and I do that too. But I do mine a little bit differently now that we have the ninja backpack, because now I can unlock things that I couldn't do before. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So, artificer, as you know, right, gives you a buff of 70% for this particular instance. But let's go over to the oxidizer and show you what I mean. What I want you to pay attention to is, first of all, let me just check and make sure that I've got this set. It's on heal, so we want that on damage, because that will be a lot better. Okay, so what I want you to focus on here is the cloud duration. Very important. Yeah, so my cloud duration with this particular build is 23.8 seconds. That is insane, because normally it's only about 10 or 11. Mine's 23.8 seconds, and I don't even have a Memento backpack on right now, because I know I can get it just as high with a Memento backpack, but I'm not even having to use that backpack to acquire this. Now what this does for me is I'll show you what it basically does before I even do anything with my capacitor. Now I'm gonna juice this thing up with my. It's still going. It's still going strong. Okay, I didn't even have to finish that off. So that was just one round. That was just one round of the oxidizer. If I start stacking this baby, like if I saturate this area, watch and learn. Okay, that was like 4 or 5 rounds of enemies murdered because I saturated the ground with that, saturated that whole area. As a teammate, as a team player is what I'm saying. Each time I hit the ground, it's 23.8 seconds that's going to stay there for. So they gotta stay. If I corner somebody with a bunch of that stuff, if I start stacking on top of each other, if I start whamming in the same area, and they try to walk through that, they're gonna die so fast, it's not even gonna be funny. Allow me to show you. Allow me to show you the secondary thing that's very nice about this build. I have something on my chest piece that's unique. So I'm going to go to my pistol. I missed my shot on that one, but that's okay. Okay. Let me get this back up. It doesn't have to, I don't have to have it at 40, but just I'm going to do one shot. I'm going to cover the area right here. I'm not going to do anything else. Make sure it stays at 40. We're just going to watch as it murders. And murders. Still going. Still going. Okay, so about 24. So the duration on my oxidizer each time I hit the ground, it doesn't matter, is 23.8 seconds, and I don't have the Memento backpack. Now you can acquire the same thing with the Memento backpack if you have if you're fully stacked. You can acquire the same thing. So how did I achieve that? Well, something I was playing around with, and I noticed that like a lot of people don't really play around with this. Let me show my gear. So for 3 pieces of this, you get 20% skill duration. Definitely increases that cloud. And it does. Skill duration, 2 pieces, another 20%. Okay, 30% skill duration from these 2 pieces, 3 pieces, sorry, it's 2 pieces, but it equals 3. Okay, another 30%. So that gives me a grand total of 23.8 seconds on my oxidizer, which means I can just go like this. Plus I'm using the artificer to juice up the ability as well. And I'm not even fully stacked. Like, I'm not even close to being fully. This is going to run for almost 24 seconds. Just one. Now as I stack, which I'm going to show you in a second, it gets nastier. I'm still not fully stacked. Could this be a bad day for rogue agents? Yes. Obviously, if you're going to do this trick, you got to remember that you do have cooldowns, right? But with this build, I get, I think, 9 rounds of oxidizer. 9 rounds of oxidizer. So when I fully let this go all the way, I don't really, I don't even have to use my capacitor at all. I can just literally saturate an area, and it's going to be like 24 seconds duration on that cloud. And that's literally going to keep me shielded, because if anybody tries to run through that cloud that's been stacked, they're dead. They're going to be dead instantly. So if you make a wall around you, and they try to run through that, they're going to have a very bad day very quickly. Sorry, I get 8 rounds. I thought it was 9. But still. I'll show you that again. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not even stacked yet. Oh, and as a bonus, which is really cool, when I go to my pistol, I have 10 rounds of fire, 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 fire. It doesn't last very long because I don't have enough status effects on it, but that's not what I was focusing for with this. But the point is it's cool because it gives me random, it could be shock rounds too. Keep in mind, it's random. So on this chest piece, it has something called reassign. So every time I kill something, doesn't matter how I kill it, whether it's a skill kill or a gun kill, I will get a random special ammo into my sidearm, and that does stack. Because I just killed a bunch of them, and I have 10 rounds in my pistol. Very underused talent, I guarantee you it is. But the focus here was this. Zoom right into that cloud duration of 23.8 seconds. The other way to attain this same thing is to use the memento backpack, but you got to fully stack that thing pretty much to get the same results. I don't even have it on, and I don't need it, because the ninja backpack is allowing me to acquire things from these brand sets that would normally take you more things to get sooner. So I'm stacking. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking skill duration from different things, and it's allowing me to have a crazy amount of skill, or the cloud duration. It's great. I would take this, I would take this over anything else, because the cloud duration on anything else is going to be about 8 seconds. to 10. 10 at the most. 10 if you put your skill duration mods on your all 3 spots. So this is drastically much better than that. And it's decent damage. It's decent damage too, because if I go like, if I start stacking this, I want to get them fresh. And then I start doing this. Okay, I'm doing anywhere from 276 to 311 when it boosts me up. And this thing stays for 23.8 seconds. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. I'm not even finished with this yet. I'm not even done with this yet. Because if I remember this correctly, I have a couple pieces. I think I still have 1 or 2 pieces. Yeah. I got another piece. I got one more piece where I can do another 10% skill damage. So I could probably bring it up to about 350. 350. And this is without using, you know, this is look at this build. It's just 2 pieces of this, which equals 3. That equals 2. This equals 3. Right? 3 pieces of this gives you 20% skill duration. This is what you're after, right? This is how you do it. You're stacking skill duration. Skill duration's only in 2 pieces there, and then you get 30% for 3 pieces there. I'm also getting repair skills all around as well. But I'm using the artificer, right? Oh, I need to get some of those things that would make it even better. I think I deleted them. Anyways, yeah. So that's what they were doing, because I've seen other builds where they're doing other things to acquire pretty much the same, well, it's not even the same thing, it's just damage, really. They're going for pure damage. And I sort of am here, but not quite. Because I figured out that if you have a oxidizer that can hang around much longer than everybody else's, well, that's a whole new thing. And you can almost do as much damage as they do. Yeah, you're on a whole new level. Because if you box the rogue agents into an area and they can't move, and if they do, they're dead, then you've already won. Could you imagine they're running from you and they're trying to hide something? That's the other thing I like about the oxidizer too. If they're hiding on roofs or anything like that, you can hit certain spots above them and it'll start damaging them. So there is other ways to get them out of these areas that they like to hide in. Because I know when you go in the dark zone, there is areas that they like to hide in, and one of them is there's a roof, a couple places in the DZs where there's roofs, and that's where they go. They hide there because they know that they kind of have an advantage in a way. But if you have a group that's organized, they'll get killed. But the oxidizer comes in handy for the people that like to hide behind cover, because you can pretty much get them out of cover quick. And with this build, you'll probably murder them very fast too, because you can saturate an area. And I know there's a lot of players out there that you know, they think they're fucking God, so they try to run through it. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to show you. Would you really want to try to run through this? Let's say I saturated this area. This is this area right here. Okay, they're coming. And they see the clouds and they think, oh yeah, I've got 2 million armor. Okay, and I'm just standing here waiting. Okay, watch what happens to this shit. I'm not even stacked yet. But watch how long the cloud hangs around for. And I wasn't even stacked yet. Like, I wasn't even stacked at all. Not even stacked. Nope. Okay, and on top of that, now I have special ammo in my pistol, which I can also use to my advantage. It might not do a lot of damage, but it's going to do some. Sometimes they're shock rounds. It depends. It's random, right? Like, if you have your teammates keeping them busy while you saturate the area around them so they can't get away, they're screwed. Because like I said, if they try to run through that, that's how quick they're going to die. Bye-bye. Like, good night. And it's got a decent amount, like, it has a decent radius. Okay, so there is a cooldown for that, for the chest piece, right? It's like 15 seconds, but that's okay. Like, you could easily do landmarks. Put it this way, I just sat here for like not even 10 minutes, and I went from, here, let me show you. With this build, because it's so quick and it kills so fast, I'll show you something with my league. So, in the league, in this league I was in, or I'm in, or everybody's in, I was at the Chunks League. So I was, what was I at? I was here. Okay. But yeah, no. I just passed this, and I just started this today. Okay. And I just sat in the area because one of the things was skill kills. So I sat at the range for not even 10 minutes, and I acquired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those medals. I'm almost finished that bracket too. Because I can, like I said, I can... This method that I'm using, I didn't... It's not the one that they're using in the in that mission, by the way. This is actually more efficient and faster. But the I don't think the ninja backpack was around. It wasn't around when they were doing that. If it would have been, this would have been more efficient if this was around. If the ninja backpack would have been around when they were doing it, because you can get access to more skill duration easily, quickly. Like I said, this piece, you need 3 of these to get 20% skill duration. Because that's how you're stacking, that's how you're getting 23.8 seconds of cloud duration. Cloud duration, I in my opinion, if you can do a decent amount of damage, cloud duration's more important. Because if you can have an oxidizer down for, like mine, for like literally almost pretty much 24 seconds for each one, for each time you hit the ground, really, I mean, that's kind of scary actually. It hanging around that long. The possibilities in PvP are going to be pretty good. I can't wait for a rogue agent to try try rushing me. Come on in. I'll saturate the area all around me so there's no way in. And when if they try to run through that cloud, ouch! You're gonna hear rogue agent killed, rogue agent killed, rogue agent killed, or manhunt killed. I'm not even kidding, because as anybody knows with the oxidizer, if you get like 3 shots on the ground and you can double over them and triple over them, because I can with this build, so I can hit twice in each spot. and you're saturating this large area twice, it's deadly. I mean, it doesn't matter how much armor you have. You're going to get melted quick. You won't even get to the middle of that cloud and you'll be dead. Like, you'll go down and you'll be dead instantly. And hazard protection? That's not going to help you. Sorry. Better luck next year. Now, again, that is without the capacitor. If I add the capacitor into the mix, yeah, good night. Much faster. It's even faster. So, the artificer is good because you don't have to pull it out. I can just keep it on my back, and as long as I pull my thing out, every time I go to use it, even if I don't have it out, if I'm just using my gun, it's still gonna buff my chem launcher. And as it buffs the chem launcher, whatever's on the ground in front of me, like if it's still going, it also buffs that, even though it's already been shot out. It also buffs the damage up on that as well. So I think with this build, I haven't quite completed the last part. I just need some ceramics so I can roll one more piece for another 10% skill damage. But it does about 311,000 when I buffer up per second, and the duration on my cloud on the ground is 23.8. So do the math, and you'll know how much damage it's going to do roughly. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's going to do this in seconds. I tested it out. I buffed the ground like I think 5 times, and I went to run through it just to test it, and I died like within a millisecond of touching it. So I could only imagine what would happen with somebody that has full armor. Like, bye-bye. I could tell you this right now. If I went into Iron... You know the boss that comes out in Iron Horse in the very beginning? That big guy? If I saturated where he came out like 8 times, like I have 8 rounds, and I saturated 8 times and he walked out, yeah, he'd be dead very fast. Now, if you have 8 people with that same setup, and they all saturate around that area, everything that comes out of that area is going to be just destroyed so quick. It's not even going to be funny. That boss is going to get owned. We've done it. That's how I know. I think it took us like less than 20 seconds to kill the boss when he walked out. We just started saturating the ground in front of him with the oxidizer, and it just melted him. And his little guards died too pretty quick. Everything that came out of that area died fast. That was with that. If I was using it this way, it'd be even quicker, because I have a longer duration on this one, right? On the build that I used for the raid, I think my duration on the cloud was like 8-9 seconds maybe. Like the cloud duration on this bad boy, on this build, is 23.8. Like, that's drastically way more than what I had before when I did the raid. So, I mean, yeah. Night night. Unbreakable. His bleed duration's 8.4 seconds. Okay. I don't think mine's gonna be that great, because the status effects controls that. It's a different animal, right? Status effects controls that stuff. Same thing with your fire, right? But when it comes to the oxidizer, yeah, skill duration, the cloud. When it comes to the cloud on the ground, like when you hit the ground, on how long it sticks around for, that's all skill duration. So what I did on top of that, is I also put 3 skill duration mods on my gear, on the 3 pieces of gear as well on top of that to boost it up. And if I take them off, first I'll show you before I do it. 23.8. Let's just take that off. It's 22.8. So I got a whole second I lost off that. Put it back on, 23.8. Okay, let me just see what I got on here. So 8.6, 8.8, 8.7. Let me see if there's another one that's 8.7. I used to have lots of good ones. It didn't make much of a difference. If it would have been 9, it would have made it 24 seconds. But 23.8 seconds is not bad. So yeah, if you can get access to skill duration, which you can with the Ninja Backpack, you can get access to 3 different ones actually. They're all 2 are 20%, and then the other one's 30%, and then 3 mods. And so my healing one is a little bit different because my healing one is only 10.8 seconds. And my fire one is 43.2 seconds. And my riot foam is only 10.6. So there's certain abilities like heal and riot foam that they don't want that to be kind of hanging around. But the gas effect will stay for 43.2 seconds if I use the fire one. This one's 23.8. And actually, I don't think it affects that, but I can look. I don't think it does, though. Actually, it does. Sort of. 31.4 seconds. Let me put that on. Let me put that on for a second. That would be hilarious. I'm pretty sure it does, too. There's certain things it affects. Not everything gets treated equally. No, it doesn't affect this. And I know this because there's no way that's 31 seconds. So status effects will control that as well. Now if I had massive amount of status effects, that would take a long time to go away. I know this for a fact because I used to run a build like that. I didn't even care about bleed or anything. All I wanted to make sure though was the people that like to use shields. That's why I did it when I did shields, or when I did this, because I would hit somebody like this with that had shields, and then their shield would be disabled for like 30 seconds, roughly. That is just lingering. But I don't have my thing on, right? So I can't buff that. So if I use that, then I lose the benefit of this. Which you don't want to lose the benefit of this, because it actually makes things nastier. Big difference in damage when I put the artificer on. And I'm not even buffed up, and it's doing decent damage. I can see it below. It's like, dude, it's doing like 230. And I'm not even fully buffed. There, I got 3 shock rounds on my pistol. it's random, right? I just want to give you like a little as to why they would not want to fuck with you if you saturated an area. They would not want to walk through that. It's still going, by the way. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't even buffed it up yet. Wait till I buff it up. There we go. And that lasts for almost 24 seconds, right? So there is no escape. Keep it buffed. Yeah, so the other build that you used to use, you might want to reconsider that one. Because I'm telling you, this one's better. With a cloud duration of almost 24 seconds, 23.8, I mean, you can't go wrong. And it's doing a decent amount of damage, as you can see. The Artificer really jacks up the damage it does. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off here for now, but have a look at this video. Give it a like, subscribe, all that nice stuff. But check it out, do check it out, because it is good. I'll be back later guys, thanks for watching.